Avalanche has just announced AVAX 9000, a major new upgrade. Injective pumps 10% in a day, and can Chainlink break out of this price range in the coming days? This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, Altcoin Buzz IO, and as always, not financial advice, and we wish you the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Good morning, guys. Welcome to another video. Today we're starting off with Bitcoin. On the daily chart, we have it consolidating up here on the range highs, which is a pretty good sign. I could see it coming down here to the support level here at around $66,000. If we did come around here and then we just consolidated, that would be very bullish and we could head back upwards. I do think we probably will come back down somewhere around here to at least retest this area. So short term, we're probably coming back down here. We're at 67,000 right now. But I could also see this as another possible scenario where we break through here, we do a little bit of an underside retest, and we come down to this right around here on $64,000, and we make a bit of a we make a bit of a higher low. And so what that would look like is on the higher time frame, we have these lows starting to form, and we could have this and then potentially, head back upwards towards all-time highs. That's another possible scenario. So I'm just trying to give you guys different scenarios for, how we could see this playing out. Another one is that unfortunately we do break underneath here and then we come back down here, which it was my thought earlier this week. But we've been pretty bullish. So we've been holding up pretty strong. So I'm not sure as much if this is going to happen coming down here to $60,000, but I could see us, coming down to 66 and maybe possibly 64 as well. So that's my kind of high time frame thoughts on Bitcoin right now. Now, moving on, we have Avalanche 9000. So AVAX has had their biggest upgrade recently at the Avalanche Summit in yesterday on October 16th. And so Avalanche 9000 is a set of network upgrades expected to make creating a layer 1 blockchain on Avalanche simpler, cheaper, and more customizable. So AVAX has a bunch of subnets that a lot of companies build different layer 1s on. And so AVAX is home to a number of layer 1 chains, and they use the Avalanche validator to bootstrap their consensus mechanism and security. So before Avalanche 9000's upgrade, all the validators on Avalanche had to sync with a special Avalanche Layer 1 chain known as the primary network before making their validator services available to other Layer 1s. Furthermore, they had to stake at least 2,000 AVAX worth around $55,000 to become a validator on Avalanche. And with the introduction of Avalanche 9000, validators no longer need to validate on the primary network, nor do they need to stake 2,000 AVAX tokens to operate their own Layer 1. Instead, they have to pay a continuous fee, estimated to be about 1 to 10 AVAX per month to be a validator. And additionally, the removal of the obligation to validate the primary network is expected to lower cost of running Avalanche validator nodes, which is amazing. Avalanche 9000 is also set to upgrade for RWA. Now, AVAX hasn't been the biggest in RWA. As we can see here, you come down here. AVAX is way down here at $30 million in total value locked for RWA. Ethereum is way higher. Even Stellar is way higher than that, and Solana and Polygon as well. So the bottom line is that Avalanche was one of the highest crypto projects in the market during the 2021 bull run, and the hype around the project has cooled, but they have been, pushing very hard in gaming, which I want to show you in a second as well. So hopefully they can come back. They had big high quality gaming projects like Off the Grid pop off recently. Hopefully that's enough to kind of bring them back to the forefront of everyone's mind. And Nikki here actually shared, Faraway just announced a new custom Layer 1 gaming on AVAX chain, the F chain. I'll play this video for you here, but Avalanche actually added more Avalanche games inbound. Faraway is building their own custom Avalanche Layer 1 F chain to support a burgeoning gaming ecosystem for both original games and new games from independent publishers. Amongst Faraway's already impressive library of games are Shatterline Villains, Robot Battle Royale, HV MTL, Legends of the Mara, and more. And through built-in interoperability, developer support, and shared services like marketplaces, Faraway aims to reduce the complexity of putting a game on the blockchain and making F-Chain a destination for gamers and developers alike, which is pretty sweet. I mean, this looks really nice based on this little developer video they posted. So I'm excited for Avalanche. Now, in the short term, I could see a couple different scenarios. So on the daily time frame, I could see us coming back down here to this 2685-ish level and maybe making a series of higher lows. I could also see us, if Bitcoin does decide to head down to $64,000, Avalanche probably comes back down here to 24-ish. If you're looking to take that, that's a pretty good setup. But if Bitcoin does nuke even farther down to 60,000, Avalanche is probably coming down towards these $21 to $19.50 range. But I like Avalanche so far. It's starting to make this. If we look at it on a high time frame, what you want to see for a coin from a bottoming structure is for it to make this kind of structure like this, and then it starts to make a little bit of a higher low. And so it looks like we're kind of ending that what has been forever, like a 6-month, 7-month consolidation phase. Avalanche does look like it has that bottom out structure, and we could, come back up here to test even these $65 levels that we set earlier in the year. But we'll have to see if we get there just yet. It all depends on how Bitcoin does in the next day or so. Moving on, Injective briefly broke through the $23 mark with an increase of 10.5%. It had a huge candle up, and this news came after Upbit, which is a Korean exchange, the largest one, announced that they will launch Injective trading pairs with the Korean won and USDT. And anytime a asset gets listed on the Korean exchange Upbit, it just goes crazy. But there usually is a bit of a sell-off afterwards, so you have to watch out for that. And I think we're starting to see that on Injective as well. We have, if you look on the lower time frame, this was the spike of the news that it was getting listed on Upbit, and it came right up in here into resistance and then rejected. Now it is starting to come back a little bit, but I do see us, if Bitcoin goes down, which I think it will, at least by $1,000, I could see us coming back down here towards around 1885, and then maybe holding this level. Now, Injective is one that I do like on the high time frame as well, and just similar to AVAX, it is forming that bottoming structure. I could see it being something similar to this. We've been in this range for 186 days, which is insane. That's more than half a year now. We've been in this range. So I could see us coming back here and, making new all-time highs sometime soon, hopefully by the end of the year, because Injective has been one of the strongest performers, especially this cycle. We've had a 131x or a 13,000% gain on Injective. And I think we are going to see this as one of the top performing layer ones this cycle as well. It just had a bit of a sell-off that, funny enough, is that same structure I've been mentioning for a while. Consolidation, spike up, then down. It's got that same structure on the high time frame, but we are making that what is now a bottoming structure, similar to AVAX, where we're starting to make this. And I could see us coming back up here towards $50 and higher this cycle as well. So I'm excited for Injective, but it just might come back down here for a little bit before we head higher. Moving on, we have Chainlink. How 3 updates may help a link push past $13 resistance. Now, this is an article where it was published yesterday where a link was trading at around $11.53, up almost 5% in the past 24 hours, but it's not quite there right now. Now, Link has been struggling recently to maintain any long-term momentum above $13, and they share that the Bollinger Bands are tightening, suggesting a potential breakout could be imminent. Additionally, the MACD was edging towards bullish territory, hinting at an upcoming bullish push. However, there is resistance at just under $13. So they have, this is their technical analysis where, they have their MACD heading upwards, the Bollinger Bands tightening, which is a sign that it could potentially push upwards. My technical analysis, which is, a little bit different, doesn't agree, and I don't think we're quite going to be there yet. I'll show you in a minute. But there is growing network activity that is boosting bullish sentiment on Chainlink. There is, growing activity is always on the rise on Link. And then over the last, it's up over 1.25% over the last 24 hours alone. And the exchange reserves are declining as selling pressure weakens. So as less tokens are on the exchange, there's a lot less selling pressure, which is always a good sign. However, in the short term, I'm not entirely on board. I think a lot of these are gonna play out very similar to Bitcoin. We're gonna have a little bit of a push down here, consolidate, and then go upwards towards the end of October, early November, maybe. On the daily chart here, we've had these candles here where push up into support and then reject. And so that's why I think Chainlink, while it does look nice and it's been consolidating on a higher time frame, I could see us coming back down here towards the $9.50 level. So if you want to buy Chainlink as for spot long term, this is a great place to set some bids or potentially long as well. But I think Chainlink, like the others, is going to consolidate down here for a little bit because it's making these highs. It swept these highs right here. You can see swept these highs, and now it's probably going to come back down and maybe test this area as well. So Chainlink, I don't quite agree. I think it's gonna come down before it goes up to $13, but that's just my opinion. And lastly, we have, is Cardano's price ready to break free of its 4-month stagnation? Cardano is one that's been really stagnating this cycle so far. It's an older chain, and it's seen a lot of competition really. But Cardano, the layer one crypto, has showcased sideways action for the past 4 months. Struggling to get above the 3 cent level. Is it 3 cent or the 30? It's 30 cent. Yeah, the 3 cent level. Now on the daily chart, they show that there is this this pennant forming that could form a breakout. And their MVRV ratio signals potential bottom. Now, according to sentiment data, 30-day MVRV ratio recently dropped below 5.7, negative 5.7K. Now, this scenario often attracts long-term buyers, and historically, when the MVRV ratio dips below 5%, it's been associated with forming local bottoms. And moreover, Cardano large holders with wallets between 1 million, 10 million coins have recently been accumulating from 5.57 billion to 5.77 billion ADA, registering almost a 4% growth. Suggesting that growing confidence among major investors. Now, I do agree there's a big, whale accumulation among this coin, but similar to the others, this isn't a short-term bullish chart. Short-term, this doesn't look great, and I think we're coming back down here probably towards 30 cents in the next, few days if Bitcoin goes down. If not, I think, we could take out these lows here at 33-ish and then continue upwards, but short-term, this doesn't look amazing. We have these wicks up, and every time it wicks up, it gets sold into. So we're not even able to make like a little bit of a higher low here. We're just, forming now lower lows in a descending pattern. So it looks like we're probably coming back down here towards 30 cents, along with the rest of the market. But I mean, the entire market's doing that. So it's not just Cardano. But I mean, Cardano is one where it's hard. Like whales can buy this for if they buy it here and they're looking to get back up here, 166% gain on, a huge stack. But if you're looking to make a lot of money this cycle, Cardano is probably not the one that you want to be buying spot because at most you're going to 2x your money. And unless you're a whale, in which case you're probably not watching this, but if you're a whale, then do whatever you want. But if you're trying to 2x your money by the end of the cycle, potentially, I feel like there's probably better coins to buy. You could buy Bitcoin and probably 2x your money by the end of the cycle. So Cardano is probably not the one to do. Great technology, but price-wise, it's not looking that amazing. But that's pretty much it. Bitcoin, Bitcoin's consolidating here. We'll have to see how it does over the next few days and the weekend. It might just chop around here, consolidate, which is always a good sign. The more it chops here and just holds this level, the better, and the more bullish it will be. But if it breaks through here in the next day, it's probably going back down here because it wasn't able to hold up here that long. But that's it for the video, guys. I will see you this weekend, and take care.